I don't know about you guys, but I am still excited. Why am I still excited? I'm excited about the spiritual unfolding that is happening right here, right now, in the lives of many of the people that are watching this video. And if you found this video, there's a good chance it's happening to you. And what we're doing here is we're allowing people to come out of their spiritual closets so that they can express and share their spiritual unfoldment, so that they may know that they're not alone, so they may know that on this journey, they're accompanied by many, many souls. And so here at Spiritual Outing, that's what we're doing. We're getting excited about people coming out and expressing their spirituality. And what does that mean to express your spirituality? Well, part of it is sharing our journeys, the journeys that we've been on in these bodies in order to get to where we are, to be on a spiritual path. And a lot of you may be asking, well, what is your story, Huggy Bear? Who are you? Well, I'll tell you, before I go into my story, I just want you to know that I chose the events of my life as a soul so that I may unfold to do and to be who I am today. And I'm okay with who I am today. And so, when I tell you this story, I'm not attached to it. It's just simply the events that I've chosen in this body. Now, where to begin? I guess when I was a kid, I felt very different from a lot of people. Felt very different from my family members. I felt like I was an outsider, so to speak. Never really connected. Had difficulty in school. Found out later on in life that I have bipolar disorder, and so that didn't help with my school and all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of difficult. While I was my mother, she left when I was very young. She decided to join the army, and she was not intent on coming back, and so she was gone for several years. And during those years, I lived with several relatives, aunts, grandmother, and during those years, I experienced a lot of unsettling. I experienced some sexual abuse. I was molested during those years. I experienced a lot of emotional and a lot of physical abuse. And these things weighed on me heavily, especially the sexual molestation part. That was very hard for me to handle as a person, hard for me to handle as a soul. As a matter of fact, I didn't even remember that I was molested until years later in my 20s. It was so difficult for me to handle that my soul put it away as a hidden memory just to protect me because I couldn't handle it. As I went through life, as I went into my teens, I discovered drugs and alcohol. And with drugs and alcohol, pot and beer, for instance, I was able to get outside of myself, get away from the feelings of inadequacy, get away from the feelings of not being good enough, get away from the pain that I was experiencing, get away from the anguish of the home that I had to live in. You know, eventually my mother, she did come back, and we were living with my stepfather, and it was a very abusive situation. I had to watch him abuse her, and there was a lot of stuff. It was very, very difficult for me to live in this body as a child. And I have a lot of stories around that, but I'm not going to go into all that right now. That's not what this is about. And so fast forward, I've gone through my 20s and my 30s, and still the pain is there. I've done some work with A Course in Miracles. I've read some books, like A Road Less Traveled. I read some Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. I've seen some things. I had some glimpses of that there was a better way of living. I even got into self-help like Brian Tracy and Tony Robbins. That was exciting. Got a lot of stuff out of that. But there was still something more, something that was missing in my life, a sense of wholeness that I was missing greatly. And one day I discovered heroin. And I fell in love with it instantly. I fell in love with it so much that about a year into my heroin use, I had a catastrophic overdose. Basically what happened was I knew that 3 dime bags of heroin was enough to get me sufficiently high, to as high as I could possibly be, and that 4 would probably kill me. Since I was an IV heroin user, to OD was an instant kind of thing. There is no going back. And so I did the 4 bags. And instantly, I thought to myself, oh shit, I broke it. I broke whatever it was that is me. This body is dead. And then there was darkness. And then I found myself a little bit later, about a foot below my ceiling, looking down at my body, slumped over at the side, on my side, needle in my hand, blood dripping out my other arm. And I was dead. There I was. I thought I had so much potential. I thought I was going to do so much in this world. And there I was, just another black junkie, dead, with a needle in his hand. There were a number of things that went through my mind as I looked down at my body. First, there was a disappointment. And then I realized that my apartment was a mess. I mean, seriously, I thought to myself, my place is a mess. Because I lived in an SRO, the bathroom was down the hall, and so sometimes I wouldn't feel like going down the hall. And so I would just piss in 40 bottles. And so I had these 40 bottles around my apartment full of piss, porno magazines, this is before the internet, and needles, you know, just all kinds of nasty stuff. Cigarette butts just all over the floor. And I thought to myself, you know what would have been nice? If I had cleaned up before I died. If I could have just possibly tidied up just a little bit before I died, maybe this wouldn't be so bad. That was my last earthly thought. Then I got whisked away. I found my awareness in a place that I describe as being like an ocean. This ocean, rather than being made of water, was made of love. And I was a drop of water in that ocean. And everything that was that ocean was contained within my drop of water. And everything that was my drop of water was the very essence of the ocean. And in this place, there was no condemnation. There was no being dead with a needle in my hand. There was only love. And the feeling that I felt was that you are my child, with whom I am well pleased. Nothing you could ever do, nothing you've ever done, nothing you think you can do will ever change that. This is what you are. This is what you've always have been. This is what you've always been. You are love. I felt that so completely and so thoroughly. It's like nothing else I've ever experienced in my life. And I was content to stay. I wanted to stay in the love. But I was told that I had to come back. That I had something to do. That I had work to do. And so I found myself back in my body. And all I could remember was that there was something I had to do. Something I had to do. I had completely forgotten the whole near-death experience, the feeling of love, the feeling of rapture that I felt when I was in my in-between stage. I'd forgotten it. And so I went on to continue to use heroin. I used it for another year or so. And that was about 9 years ago. Last time I used heroin was sometime around Hurricane Katrina, whenever that was. I can't remember. I'm not counting days or years or anything like that. That's not my thing. So whenever Hurricane Katrina was the last time I touched heroin, that was my last high. And since then, my spiritual growth took off immensely. As a matter of fact, when I first died, or when I first had a near-death experience, I couldn't even remember that I had the near-death experience. Because I believe that my soul, again, was protecting me. Because if I had known what was on the other side, that death was so beautiful, and that death was love, and that love was waiting for me there, I probably would have killed myself again, just because my life itself was so terrible. It wasn't until I was safe in my body and willing to stay here that I was able to remember, which was some years later during some rebirthing exercises at a retreat that I was at. Who am I today? Why am I Huggy Bear? I'm Huggy Bear because I hug people. I hug a lot of people. Years ago in Union Square, I started hugging people way before the internet, way before the videos about hugging people. And I hug people today. I'm a part of the Austin ecstatic dance community, and every Sunday I give so many hugs to the people that are there. I give free hugs. I call them energetic hugs, because what I'm able to do while I'm hugging people is to connect with the energy within them and to create a cycle of energy through our chakras to where I'm able to elevate and lift the spirits of the person that's being hugged, and they lift my spirits as well. These energetic hugs have gotten a little famous, and that's the term Huggy Bear is on me, and I'm stuck with it, and I'm okay with it. I've also been a huge student of A Course in Miracles over the years. During the course of these videos, we're going to talk more about A Course in Miracles. A Course in Miracles is instrumental in helping me become somebody who could actually want to live, of somebody who could actually live without being on heroin, without having to check out. I do these videos because I was told that I had something to do when I came back. I've been trying to figure out what that is for years now. I've always wanted to do something like this, but I never had the courage to do it. And so I'm doing it now. This is me coming out of my spiritual closet. This is me talking about my journey, sharing my soul. This is my spiritual outing. That's what this video is. And also is to give you an idea of as to who I am. You know, the practices that I do. Who do I think I am to be giving these videos? Who do I think I am? Well, we already talked about that. I'm the essence of God, and so are you. A part of my practice is doing transcendental meditation. I do my practices in the morning and the evenings, and transcendental meditation has been huge for me. Huge part of my development, huge part of my growth. And I'll be going over more things about what I do, more of my practices as these videos go along. But I just wanted to give you an introduction as to who I am and why I'm doing these videos, and what gives me the audacity to think that I can do them. I have the audacity to do this because I can. Because I just might help one person. And I'm going to say something really cliche, and it's a complete lie. If I can help with just one person, then it's all worthwhile. The reason I say that's a complete lie is because nobody has ever gone into anything hoping to only help one person. I'm sorry, I just don't think they have. And so I'm going to tell you the truth. I hope this helps a lot of people. I hope there are a lot of people that see this video and can identify. And if you're one of those people, then I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have met you. I'm blessed to know you. I'm glad you were here. And with that, we will close with blessings, in Lakesh, and Namaste. By the way, just so that it's not so mysterious, in Lakesh is a South American greeting. It's given by indigenous people of the South American continent, and basically what it translates to is, in you, I see my other self. Or in you, I see another me, more accurately. In you, I see another me. And so at the end when I say in Lakesh, that is what I'm saying. In you, I see another me. That's it for today. So long.